Welcome everybody to another all new episode of On My Sports. As always, it's your boy John J. And with me once again is my dog, Snow from the Go. What's going on, Broski?
Man, we are back in the house. We are one of the big players of the big game that we play on a Tuesday night. Shout out to my dog. We wish you were here, but we know when you can, you're going to get in here. But hey, another fun-filled week of action and sports, drama, and action on top of action, man. I'm always excited to get in here and talk about this stuff, man. How you doing, baby?
Man, you dig? And I'm doing beautiful. I'm doing wonderful, man. It's a blessing. I got, I told you I got a move coming up this weekend, so my head is spinning from all that. You can see the last few episodes, more of my stuff then came down, so it's gonna go back up eventually after the move. But aside from all of you dig, everything that's happening, everything is Gucci, man. The sports is love. We got all this one of those years with all year round sports with the Olympics and everything that's going on. So definitely a lot to talk about, man. And I like to kick things off with what caught your eye this week. But I think this week I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna start off with what caught my eye this week. I know and I know some of the fans know, but everybody watching probably don't know. I got my comic book channel, Comics Icons. Y'all make sure y'all check that out too, Comics Icons. But man, what caught my eye this weekend was a comics dream, man. All the way from Thursday, I went to go see the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and I'm not gonna do spoilers because I know everybody that watch us probably haven't seen it yet, so I'll wait. But it definitely go see it because if you're a fan, then it definitely is gonna meet your expectations. It was a nice. It was some love for all of the Fox Marvel movies, everything. So it was cool, especially if you know a lot about Deadpool when his powers is breaking the fourth wall, so he could talk to the audience. He's a character that knows that he's a character, so that was cool to see that because he made comments about the Marvel switchover. But after that, it was San Diego Comic-Con, and it's like the comic book wonderland. It's like Super Bowl for nerds, basically, like myself. And we had a hell of an announcement. Marvel owned this weekend.
Yeah.
So they did the Deadpool. The movie came out this week. Broke records, the biggest R-rated opening ever.
Wow. Wow.
Did 205 in the US for about 430 million worldwide. And they even played the movie for the audience that first night at Comic-Con, and then all of the people that was in it, the spoiler cameos, came out on stage.
Wow.
That's when you know you big, when you could spoil your own movie on the first night and know that it's not gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That's kind of cold-blooded. But
it is.
Then they had announced that movie just put them over the $30 billion mark for all of their movies as a whole, and they became the first movie franchise. Now, when I say movie franchise, I don't mean studio like a Warner Brothers or any of that.
Right.
Just movie franchise.
Yeah, we're talking like Fast and the Furious or franchises.
One ever hit 30 billion. Nobody's ever done that. So
that's big. That's big. Salute.
And then they capped it off with the man, RDJ, Robert Downey Jr. coming back.
Yeah,
for the next two Avengers films. Not only that, but the directors too, the Russo brothers.
Okay,
these the dudes that, and just for y'all that don't understand why the nerds are so geeked up about the Russo brothers coming back. Captain America: Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War,
great movie.
Avengers: Infinity War,
great movie.
Avengers: Endgame.
Now, are we gonna have 3-4 hour movies again? though? That's the only thing. They make some long movies, bro.
They do, but those was the 4 best movies of all Marvel. Like,
they were some great movies. I love Endgame. I watch Endgame to this day still. Sometimes, like if it's on, I'll just pop it on. Like, oh well, let me just watch the fight.
Winter Soldier, that's my favorite.
I mean,
because I like that spy stuff.
Yeah, the best fight scenes ever was Infinity Ward and Endgame. If you know if you're into any of those movies, they had the fight scenes that was just epic, with so
Yeah,
many different so many different good and bad guys going at it on one stage, and it's pretty cool to watch. I can't lie.
yeah, that was dope. So that's what it caught my eye this week.
Oh, and you didn't even say
You
about the
slipped.
big thing with Doom. No, I mean, hey, I mean
Yeah, well,
that's
that's
big.
where I had kind of stopped at. But RDJ coming back, but yeah, he's gonna be playing Doctor Doom,
Yeah,
and that right there got a lot of people talking good and bad. It's a lot of mixed feelings about it. The
yeah,
comic
yeah.
book fans are kind of like,
How can you bring back a
I
guy that
don't
was
know.
already here to be somebody else? But
Yeah,
I love it. I love it because he's a great actor. He has shown us that he can play both sides. He can be the heel. He could be the hero. I'm excited to see the dark side of Robert Downey Jr. For you
yeah, I can't wait.
there that
I
don't
can't wait.
know a lot about him. He's been around a long time. You guys are gonna love it. You're gonna love what he brings to the table from the other side, and I can't wait to see how they spin it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's
That's
gonna be
a cool one,
fire,
man.
man. It's
Yeah,
gonna be fire.
yeah, I'm a big Marvel guy. I'm excited about that. I don't miss any of the movies. Yeah, I'm excited. That's a big thing. I don't care what nobody say. That's a big culture. I love that.
Yeah,
Now,
no doubt. Go ahead with it.
now,
What
what
caught
caught
you?
my eye, man? Well, first of all, I got to say this, man. Hey, shout out to Biden. Going ahead and dropping out of the race. It's nice that they are pumping some nice fresh blood into this race. Because if they didn't do that, you're gonna lose a lot of the young people my age and younger. The people were starting to say, "I'm not voting," or they was gonna go the other way. So it was nice that they made that decision at the last moment. It was kind of like a tag team. We've been watching wrestling a long time, bro. And it was like how when that person in there they getting whooped and they finally and they crawl over and they get that one hand up and it was like
Yep.
that's what it reminded me of. You know what I mean? It'd be like they on their last leg and they get that hand up at the last second.
And that's perfect. That's perfect. He leaped. Tag.
Man, he leaped up there
Help save
and she
me.
jumped over the top ropes. She she didn't come to the middle. She hopped over them boys. Hey, for any wrestling fan, y'all felt that analogy all the way
No
through.
doubt. No
On the
doubt.
real.
No doubt. I
But
like
I
that.
think it's great that they did that because I mean, no matter what, in our eyes, it's like we always trying to figure out, are we voting for the lesser evil? And I mean, now you got somebody that at least we can look at a little bit more. I still need to do a little more research on what's going on and where I'm gonna go. But I'm happy to see that they are trying to give us something that I can actually look at and say, okay, maybe I want this. I needed that. Maybe a lot of y'all needed that. So we'll see what's going to happen in the coming months. I'm not going to tell you which side of the fence I'm on, but I'm just saying I'm happy that the race is looking a little tighter, like something else can happen. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I can second that. And I don't want to dig too deep into it. I
yeah,
definitely don't want to turn this into a political show.
yeah. Of course, yeah.
Two
They be
things
on it.
I refuse to argue is politics and religion.
Yeah,
But I agree. I do think a change was necessary. So we'll see if that means anything,
yeah.
but a change was definitely necessary. At least now we know that both parties will live to election day. Um,
Oh man.
hopefully.
Can't wait to see
God
another
willing.
debate. I think the debate should be looking a lot better than what we've seen in the last few months. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is, as an American, I need to be able to feel good about who's in the office, man. I can't get laughed at. It's nothing like being online, playing Call of Duty and somebody gets to joking on your president.
You know, you know what's the one thing I keep thinking about though? Do you remember when we was kids with Ross Perot running?
Yeah,
What happened to the independents? Now is the time for the independents, man.
man, the
Now is
independence
the
is
time
single.
for an independent
I don't
party.
know what at this point, man. It's like nobody wants to throw their hat in those rings no more.
Yay, where
There
you
should be
at?
so
Yay,
many.
now is your
It should be all
chance.
kind of hats
Yay.
in the ring. I don't know what happened. Like what happened? Why
Now
we
is
only
your chance. Yay.
Yeah, no,
Come on.
they didn't beat Ye down. He trying to crawl back up. He
Yay
did
could
a
have got
whole
them
lot.
votes. Yay
He
could
did
have
all of
stole
that
some
to be
votes.
able to get his name free, and it worked. But now you got to climb all the way back up, and I don't know. Hey, I don't
Man.
know, Ye. It don't look like it used to look, man. You had your hand on. on the control.
Yeah, that time he messed up. That was bad timing. He could have stole
Yeah,
some votes right now.
man.
This was the time we needed you.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is the
man.
moment,
You could have
man.
dropped the
This
choir
look at
right
this.
now and did all of that. Oh, you'd had a whole following, bro.
Yeah, man. The votes
You
would
did
have
all that
changed
stuff
real
during
quick.
COVID.
That
You
would have
played
skewed
yourself.
real quick. Let's go. Yeezys for all. The American shoe is Yeezy.
You did free T-shirts for everybody.
Let's go.
No, but
Oh man.
the other thing that caught my eye besides that, um, it's funny to me because when Steve Kerr first took the job with the Golden State Warriors, a lot of people used to say, "Oh, he deserved the job." I mean, it was between him and I don't know why his name, him and Derek Fisher. It was like both of them. It was like the New York job and the LA job. So both of them were going to go to one of those jobs. So I think Kerr ended up taking this job first, and Derek Fisher ended up going to New York. We all
Yeah,
saw
because
how
we
that
thought
panned
Kerr
out.
was gonna go to New York
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they was talking about the bag for him.
Yeah, and it ended up going the other way. Derek Fisher never panned out as a good coach. He ended up in the WNBA. I don't know what he's doing these days. Now I think he's coaching kids. That's not a joke. I'm not messing with him. Shout out to Derek.
Hey,
I'm a big Laker
hey,
fan.
that whole Matt Barnes thing. We ain't hear about
Hey,
Derek Fisher after
hey,
Matt Barnes
hey,
came out
bro.
with that
I'll
news.
never forget. Me and the wife was sitting on the couch one day. We watched a Celebrity Family Feud, and all of a sudden, it's Derek Fisher and his family. No, it's not Derek Fisher and his family. It's Derek Fisher, him, and Matt Barnes' ex-wife's family. Bro, it was him and her family. I was like, bro,
That's
you
so messy.
for one, you the catch, for one, you the ex basketball player, the champion. Where your family at, bro? Why you here with? It was so messy, bro. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is wild. I understand people date, but this is it's millions of women out there. Now you're gonna do this on national TV. I see why dude drove 2 hours to come out there and put the pause on you. I totally understand, Matt. I used to talk so much stuff about Matt Barnes. I get it, bro. I get it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
man.
real life.
No, but back to what's important though. I really felt like when Steve Kerr took that job for Mark Jackson. I mean, he didn't take it. They fired Mark Jackson. We're not gonna get into why, what the circumstances were, but they fired him. He moved on. He's never coached again. Steve Kerr took that job, and that team turned into a dynasty. We've seen they have multiple first ballot Hall of Famers on that team. Two of the best 3-point shooters in history. No, two best 3 points, not two of the. They are actually the two best 3-point shooters in history. And I mean, we all know, what, you know, everybody else on that team bought over the years. I mean, even when they bought in KD and all of that. I think all of that would have happened no matter what if Mark Jackson was there. But I felt like I always felt like Steve Kerr didn't deserve that job and that he really didn't coach them. That he came into a good situation with a homegrown team that they drafted all these guys, they brought all these guys in, and they really bought into the new thing because we all know Golden State was never that team that was a winner, went to the playoffs, won championships. They never were. Never. And they turned that whole thing around there. And he gets a lot of credit for that. And he gets a lot of accolades for that. Um, he's not Phil Jackson. We've seen that now because at this moment with the USA team, he's showing us that he's not a great coach, man. It's time to go ahead and let Eric Spoelstra have that job. That's who deserves it. That's the he's probably not even giving his real feelings on certain things to go ahead and let Kerr coach himself out the position. It's smart. I wouldn't sit there and be the greatest assistant because that dude don't deserve to be in the building. And we saw that when he sat there and didn't play Jason Tatum. I mean, dude, for one, I have a problem with every time I see anybody with 25 points on not an all-star, not an all-star, but on a USA team. Everybody should average between 15 or less. We got enough players that we should be rotating. That ball should be moving around so much. It should be we have a great team. There's no reason why a world champion that we know plays well with other guys. We all know Jason Tatum is not always the guy to close the game, to always carry his team, but he's a great teammate. And to go along with this team that we have, to watch that kid sit the bench, I don't know if that was a slap in the face. I don't know what was that about. But
Yeah,
it
that
just shows me that he's not. You're not coaching. I think you forgot. I
when
literally
I
think you forgot.
heard he did. When I heard his response after the game talking about Steve Kerr said he was
Yeah,
sick to his stomach when he realized it.
I think he forgot.
How?
Bro,
How the
because he's not
hell do
coaching,
you
bro.
forget you got Jason Tatum on the bench.
He's just out there chilling. He out there just sitting and watching the game and letting them play. And this is the thing that always goes back to how I feel about the team with LeBron James on it. I know y'all gonna hate me and roast me constantly, but he has so much voice on teams that coaches can't coach. I mean, and now you got a guy that can't coach for real, that's getting put on the outside looking in. So, dude, it's sad, and I'm not putting this on LeBron. This is on him because at the end of the day, I've coached little guys. You always looking up and down your bench, especially when you got all these good players. At any moment, you could just hey, I go get him, go get him. Go. I mean, that was pretty sad. That was pretty
For a
sad to
second,
see.
Steph had tweaked his knee, and Steph let him not sub him out. He could have go, Jason, get in there.
Yeah. Jason could take anybody's spot, 1 through 5.
Anybody's
spot 1 through 5, and would have went out there and played well, gave you everything he got. I mean, he played well the game before that. I mean, he's been playing well off the bench. I mean, but that was all basically showing us you're not a good coach, man. I don't care what nobody say. That right there was the proof in the pudding, the nail on the wall. Seriously.
Yeah.
So we watching you, Steve Kerr. You don't notice, man. Yeah.
No, for real. And I'm glad you brought that up as your what caught your eye this week, because the first topic of tonight is we're gonna do a Team USA basketball check-in. So that was perfect. And I wish Money was here for this conversation. I know he got a little situation right now. He may or may not jump in. Hopefully he does, but because I know he got some Halliburton slander out there.
Hey,
but
Halliburton is playing well.
You're right, though. I totally agree. That was a travesty. Like, how this man just won a chip. And I love Derek White. Don't get me wrong. You need a defender out there, but he been there for 2 seconds.
And small. Like, it's not like he's the greatest defender. It's not the best shooter. He's not even a top 15 guard in the league right now.
Then he tried to cover it up. He tried to fix it by saying that that team was guard heavy. The Serbian team was guard and center heavy, not wings. So he wouldn't have a big chance like that. But against South Sudan, they got more wings and he will play. It's like that's such a cop out.
That's bull crap. So basically what you're saying is that you can't coach. Because I mean, you could have threw him out there. He'd have played the big guard all day long. You could
play him exactly. Put him on a guard, and now you got a disadvantage.
He would have been playing. You got a
mismatch.
He got the lanes all clogged up. He's fast breaking. I mean, because the one thing I've noticed, man, you ain't seen them shoulders doing that 3. He been doing nothing but playing ball. He been running to the cup, playing defense. He doing everything you ask of him, and then you sit that man on the bench. And I know he goes through enough scrutiny and enough drama. I know that felt bad for him. I don't care what nobody say. He'll never admit it. But like to actually sit there the whole game and not get in for no reason, a DNP in the Olympics, and you the world, you just won.
And not only that, but I got my teammate, my brother Jaylen Brown is going in on Grant Hill right now. So was this retaliation?
Think about that.
Was this retaliation?
Oh, there go nail on the wall again. Hey, you might have called it, bro. I forgot about that. Cause he on Grant Hill top.
He on his ass.
He on his top. He say, man, I've been a boss since I was 16. What is you talking about? Like I saw that. I'm like, okay, what is? But the problem is, these older guys, they all are yes men to Nike. Don't nobody want to admit it. They yes men to Nike because Nike got that bag. Nike is in control of everything right now when it comes to the league, the jerseys, shoe sales. Like, man, they in their pocket for Nike. So they are constantly trying to make them happy for the higher ups. But man, you can't. I think it's sad, but that's how it is. It's gonna always be a player in the league like that doesn't get the love they deserve.
Yeah. So he gotta. I don't know. He gotta get Tatum like 30 minutes tomorrow or something.
Now think about it. We hear the stories about Gil. I mean, Gil got treated. Man, got treated. And you see what he did. Every time he played against them, he tried to 50, 60, 40. He tried to he's giving them buckets every time. Hey, we all know about the Isaiah Thomas thing back in the day. It's always going to be a player that gets, because it's going to always be a player that's not a part of the get along game. It's just how it goes in every league, you know?
Yeah. But let's talk about the effect that KD brought. because we didn't really get a chance to see him during the scrimmage
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
But he came in and man, he showed why he is that dude. Like
Yeah.
this is his setting.
Yeah.
You know, he got a team where everybody can do everything else. All KD got to do is shoot and be tall. He
Hey,
does great at that.
KD showed us. It was like a flashback to Golden State KD, bro. Because think about it. KD is a great basketball player, one of the best wing players we've ever seen to ever come out of a womb of a woman and be on the court, no doubt about it. But man, that pressure of being that number one guy or that number two guy is not easy. Yes, we come down hard on guys. We give them a hard time when they don't carry a team or they don't get their team to that promised land. But it's not easy. It's not easy. And KD has proven that he's not built for that fire, bro. From him walking away and leaving his team and going to Golden State after almost making it there with Russ to him fighting back and forth with people online with these fake Twitter accounts, KD constantly shows us that he is not built for the extra stuff. I mean, I think he was just on online beef with somebody the other day. Like, dude, this
Likely.
KD he just can't. I don't know what it is about the brother. But hey, when it comes to being a hooper, hey, he reminds me of Melo when he played for the Olympic team. Melo was just unstoppable on those Olympic teams. He was just the type of he was a piece that just you put that piece with any great pieces, and it's just like, what do you do with this guy? And that's what
Yeah.
KD, man. I mean, that 8 for 8 was nasty, 5 for 5 from the 3-point line. I mean, and everything was like barely touching the net. It was all like, man,
I mean, if love or hate these guys, putting KD and LeBron together, and then you add in Steph, that should be domination
you saw they
at
won
every
by
level.
40 again. It was the first time they won. They killed Serbia. But that's the thing. We were really missing KD. He does create a big difference when it comes to floor spacing. He's a 7-footer. You see the stories that finally came out. He's been lying. He is 7 foot. There's no doubt about it. And he's 7 foot with the wingspan, I think like 7'7" or something. So not only does he does not only space the floor, but passing the ball to a target like that is easy. you know, you throw that thing up here, he's not even bringing it back down. He letting that thing go, and it's I mean, it's beautiful to watch, and it just makes everybody else's job easy.
I tell you, seeing him and LeBron play together, it's honestly the rest of the league is thankful they never got a chance to team up
Oh, for sure.
because that
Yeah,
would have been a cheat code, the
bro,
biggest cheat code.
bro, they are each exactly what each other need to be the GOAT.
They're each other's
If
missing
you can
piece.
put those
Yeah.
two together,
They are each
boy,
other's missing piece.
hey, those two together are the new Red Hulk. Get ready for that, fans. Yeah,
Oh,
that the red. Hey, don't. But that, like you said, they both have certain things that are their kryptonites. If you put those two together, now you have a ultimate player. But yeah, them two on the same team. Well, I mean, you could put anything around them, and they would be nasty. Because inside out, which just and you basically, defense. You're not. I mean, both of them blocking shots. They're gonna show their length. That would be crazy. But yeah, having KD back means a lot. He really, really showed that the rest of that team needed him, and it's I think it felt good for him. He needed
yeah,
that moment, because it's been tough for him out there in Phoenix, man.
yeah, absolutely. I love to see it.
Yeah.
And so the next game is tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, about 2 o'clock Central Time against South Sudan, Luol Deng's team, and they gave us some trouble in that scrimmage. So we'll see what it's looking like. Although KD wasn't around,
I
so
am
hopefully he
expecting
can
I'm
maintain.
expecting a blowout, 25
Yeah,
points or more. I think
I
they, especially because of how close it was last time. I think they're gonna come out with their chest out, and I
I
and, and
I
that's
tell
how
you,
that's how they
I
didn't play
tell
the
you
first
one
time. They
thing.
didn't play like that the first time to me.
I tell you one thing though that definitely caught my eye about watching that first game, and this may or may not jar some people. This might be, I don't know, one of them comments that somebody might take the wrong way. But Mr. D Wade,
Uh-oh.
Mr. D Wade with the commentary, it's not
Yeah.
bad, no,
I mean, his
but
pronouns are he
the,
and him.
that
Like,
that 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 right there.
Like,
It's very
wait,
uncomfortable.
bro. Like, bro, why can't you just go make the fingernail polish and just shut up, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
like you
why do you
gotta
gotta
add
keep
to it,
throwing
huh?
this stuff? And I like, we're not asking for this. We just want to hear
I've never
basketball.
I've never seen nobody in any other basketball game mention his pronouns.
We understand you trying to do something for your daughter to make her feel good in this world. I get it, bro. I ain't got no problem with that. But can we just enjoy basketball, bro? You got
Yeah,
all
yeah,
these other channels,
you're
all these other
forcing it.
avenues. You can
You're
do
kind of
all of that you
forcing
want to
it.
do on your own time. And that's why I think bro, remember he was starting to be on the show with the guys on NBA stuff and all that, NBA inside stuff he was starting to be a lot incorporated with that. But all of a sudden he disappeared. And I was wondering why. Because he's not a bad he doesn't do a bad job commentating. He's got a good voice. But man, whenever you start trying to find a way to bring in other things and angles, man, you messing with the fabric of what we here for. And I
Yeah,
can tell you don't care.
he said about 3 or 4 times like we didn't hear it. Like,
Yeah,
bruh,
like
okay.
he's making sure.
We get it.
Like, did you hear me
His
do that for you,
pronouns
honey?
are he and him.
Like
Okay.
he kept saying it. Like, bro, like I understand. We get it, bro. But like, you just extra with it, bro. Yeah,
First
man.
off, the fact that you said his pronouns, you already kind of threw it off.
I mean,
His, that is like,
I wish Emmanuel was here so we can just talk about, because they from the same city, and I just need to hear, is this something in the water? Shout out to Robbins, man.
shout out to Robbins, man. I had me a little demo in Robbins. Shout
Yes,
out to them.
sir, man. I've had some good times in Robbins, bro. For real, for
Yeah, no
real.
doubt. But yeah, and that was a little something that it stuck with me a little bit. It was like,
Yeah,
all
that was
right.
different. Yeah, but that's the world we live in now, man. I mean, this has been a crazy year, man. What they got left for the last 5 months. You never know, man. Just always stay tuned and keep your eyes open and your head on a swivel.
Man, for real. But aside from the tomorrow game against South Sudan, we also have a Saturday game against Puerto Rico. That'll be 10:15 a.m. Central Time again. Um, this weekend. So definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully KD continues to do what he does. Hopefully Jason Tatum could get some
Yeah.
minutes. Oh, and another thing, Joel Embiid. Oh, so one question that people had asked me leading up, and I don't know how many of you watching have this same question, so it's the reason why I'm giving this breakdown right now. But one of the questions that was asked was how does he get the chance to play for Team USA basketball? And I know if you guys were watching, you saw every time he touched the ball in France, he got booed like crazy. And they gave a good rundown during the game. So I can't take full credit. So I'm just repeating what I heard. But so he has triple citizenship.
Wow.
US, Cameroon, and France.
Wow.
So if the Cameroonian team was good, he would have preferred to have been there, but he said they ain't have a shot. So when it came down to US and France, he's been in the US more than half his life. So that is why he chose the US, which is also why the French team, well, the country are
Oh,
all booing.
now we know why they was born them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that
I get
was,
it now.
got to
Okay.
put that out there.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure who was aware of that, but yeah, there's your answer. So he gonna get booed every second he's out
He
there.
looked horrible out there. I mean, you basically team jumping. Ooh, I want to win with y'all.
I don't. Yeah, that he probably could have saved it. He should have probably just came out and said, "Oh, I chose the U.S. because I've been here
The
more than
man
half
should have
my life."
spent the summer getting healthy. Last time we saw him, his knee was bleeding in the playoffs. So
Now I like Joel Embiid. I'm a big fan of Joel Embiid. Well, I agree he should have gotten healthy, but this is an experience everybody dreams about, so it's hard
no doubt.
to
Because I'm
tell him
talking
not
stuff
to.
from
But
the bench.
the
Yeah.
thing that kind of bothers me with Joel is he's kind of whiny. He's kind of whiny. I don't know if you heard the comment he came out and said, "Oh yeah, I'm the most hated player in the league."
Hey,
Man,
I'll
shut
never
up.
forget. I'll never forget that face he when when what's his name hit that shot, the way that boy was crying, bro. Man, that face right there, that boy looked like he lost his whole life that day.
Yeah,
Hey man, you gotta just buck up and move on, man. You can't be crying in front of people.
facts. But I'm a fan of Joel,
Yeah, I know,
and
I know.
if he ain't get
He's a
hurt,
great player.
he would have been
I love his
MVP
energy.
again this past
No,
season. But
I love him as a player. I love what he brings to the table. We've talked about them. I've talked about how great I think that team is going to be this year. I love that he plays with his everything on his shoulder. I love those type of players. I'll never knock him, but man, he's still you don't cry on TV.
yeah, the whininess, I could do without that. I could do
Yeah,
without that.
yeah.
But moving on, man. Moving on. Some more, and this is something we talked about last week about that the TNT possibly matching that NBA media rights deal. And now we're here that they're not matching it. And now the wording on that might be a little deceiving a little bit because it's not that they're not matching it. They want to match it, but they haven't been allowed to match it.
Mm,
And they're actually suing the NBA because of it now. TNT is, well, Warner Brothers, the parent company. Because the NBA is pretty much just like, nah, bro, it's Amazon's deal. They're not letting them match. So it's looking like we're gonna lose our inside the NBA on TNT. Now, technically, there's still a shot if they win in court,
hmm
but they probably won't.
Yeah,
The NBA got their ducks in a row with stuff like this. We saw it with the whole David Stern situation. You can
yeah.
try to sue us if you want, but the decision is ironclad 9 times out of
Right.
10. They had their lawyers in the room before
And the
they made it.
relationship is over at this point. Like, there's no walking back after y'all fight with them. They don't, you know. It's sad though, especially
It
the
is. It's very
WNBA.
sad though, because the
Yeah,
fans
yeah, man.
we're the ones that suffer from this. I mean, of course, TNT gonna miss that bag, but we don't really care about them
Yeah,
missing the bag. We
yeah.
care about missing our guys, the inside the NBA crew. That's the big hit. That's the big news out of this whole
And think
situation.
about it. Amazon would have to buy the rights to all of that. All of that is all their sponsorship, their whole. Just like when he does EJ Stat of the Night, it's sponsored by no one. Like all of that is
Well,
all of
EJ
theirs.
he's a lifer. He's a
That's what,
TNT lifer.
no,
He's not
that's what
going
I'm
anywhere.
saying. That is all like So I think there's no way that they'll be able to duplicate what they've had. Um, I don't know. It's a sad day. I mean, we're gonna still watch basketball, but like we're gonna miss that.
I would, and I don't know what kind of plans they got. I know Charles Barkley got a production company, and I'm sure he's gonna try to put something together. But I wouldn't mind seeing a podcast for them. Give me on game night. Give me a podcast. You
No, I think
know,
they already got some little podcasts they do, but nothing like
they got that
major.
steam room thing with Shaq and EJ. But let me see the crew. Let me see the crew. Y'all just during the league during the season.
I mean,
Let
just
me
like
see.
all
I'll
good
do a
things
show.
come to an end, man. This might be one of those things, man. It hurt my feelings when Sons of Anarchy got canceled. Like it hurts me, when certain things, and it didn't get canceled. It was the end. Certain things come to an end. It hurts, especially for something that has been a part of our lives for so many years. I mean, we've
Yeah.
been watching those guys clown and act a fool from shorties to kids to grown to now. Like that's been a part of our life in basketball. And when we watch basketball on a Wednesday or a Thursday, I mean that's something that we know that we're going to get. They block off the rest of NBA to give us just them on those Thursday nights or Tuesday nights. So to figure out what's next. I mean, basketball is cool to watch, but you still need the entertainment side of anything, man. You always need that. That's what makes basketball fun. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, so that's gonna suck. But hey, life goes on. Um,
Life goes
hopefully,
on.
Amazon. Hopefully, y'all come up with some. Y'all gonna have to come up with some shit because people are pissed. Y'all gonna have to come up with something
And
real
it better not
sweet.
be like Kevin Hart and a bunch of other people neither.
That's
We
what I
about
was
tired of
thinking.
Kevin
Watch, it's
Hart.
gonna be like Kevin Hart and Friends or something.
They gonna throw a bag at Kevin Hart. It's gonna be Kevin Hart and the Amp crew with Casanat and them.
Ain't it?
Hey, I
Oh,
ain't gonna lie, that would
Kai
be
and Kev.
Add Mark Andrews and some of them other, well, Mark Andrews, but Mark, whatever his name is, from the. It's a lot of those. Hey, that's the thing, though, man. It might be the changing of the guard for that. I mean, it's not something that we were ready for, but it's a lot of young guys out here that's really, really starting to create a stir, and the NBA is trying to continue to grow. The Amazon thing is gonna grow up because everybody's streaming now. For the old guard the guys like me though, I mean, we gonna miss TNT. We gonna miss those games on TBS.
No doubt.
Those are the times I'm always remember. That's what I grew up on. So I'm gonna miss it no matter what.
Yeah, no doubt. And me, I don't too much care about the channel. I care about that crew, missing out
Yeah.
on that crew. I don't mind the Amazon thing. We talked about that last week, but
Hey, and
missing that
and
crew, that's
and
they
bro, I'm gonna miss them times falling asleep watching Inside the NBA and waking up and all of a sudden Charms on. Then I get to see Melissa Alano again.
man, oh mama, every time I wake up and Charmed is on the next morning. Oh, what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That- I bet their ratings is gonna take a huge hit.
Oh, man, how many people? Hey, shout out! I bet you we're
Yeah.
not the only ones that can say
I'm
that.
glad you mentioned that. Get in those comments if you one of those that
Yeah.
after that Thursday night on TNT game go off, do you wake up the next morning to Charmed? Let me know because I believe
Hey,
that that's
I
a
love me
huge
some Alyssa
percentage.
Milano. That's my baby ever since, man. Hey,
Yeah,
it was
that
the
that
boss
that
all the
show is
way to
gonna take a
charm.
hit.
So
That
yeah,
that
that's
show is gonna
oh
take
yeah,
a
that's
hit.
gonna take a hit. That's gonna get canceled.
They gonna be like, what
People
happened?
won't watch it.
What happened to the numbers? It just went.
Like people were watching us at 3, 4 in the morning, like constantly on Thursdays. Like
We
that's
thought we
unprecedented.
was winning. We was finna give out raises.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey,
But
but like you said, man, I mean, that's crazy that they came out and said that it's their deal and we're not gonna let y'all match it. Like that's amazingly showing us that they were just ready to move on to the streaming world. They know this is, and that's the thing about Adam Silver. We got to give him his props for. He has helped the game grow and continue to go into the next stratosphere when it comes to being the best sport. It still hasn't been, hasn't outran football yet, but it's getting there. It's coming. It's coming for football. If the game continues to grow at this point, I mean, they already in other countries. We're pulling in more athletes from other places in the world than any other sport at this point, even better than baseball. So
yeah, it has grown tremendously
yeah,
internationally, um, without a doubt. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see what the next generation of basketball of NBA on TV
yeah,
looks like. But moving on um, to the competition that you mentioned, NFL is back. The
yes, sir,
NFL is back,
yes, sir.
baby. It's football week, y'all. Hall of Fame game is Thursday. It's going down. Man, Bears, Texans. Now, although Matt Eberflus already came out today at the press conference and said none of the starters are playing, it's kind of not a surprise.
Yeah,
Although we wanted to see Caleb.
yeah. We want
And
to
I,
see
I
our shiny new toy on
and
the.
I tell you what I was the thing, the moment that I was most looking forward to, although I never really expected it, but the whole draft process, we heard how much Rome loved Devin Hester. That was his favorite player coming up. And to be able to have your first NFL game as the Hall of Fame game when Devin Hester is getting elected into the Hall of Fame, I would have loved to see Rome play in the game.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have been the best way to show love to your hero. You know what I'm saying? Your debut is his induction.
Yeah,
That's y'all both gonna remember that for life. So that was a hell of that would have been a hell of a moment. But I'm not mad at it. And I heard a lot of people kind of complaining that it was a bad decision by Eberflus because Caleb needs the reps. But I get that. I get it. Nobody plays the Hall of Fame
yeah,
game
yeah.
ever.
Never. Yeah.
Draft picks are, I mean, not starting draft picks. Um, Not
The
only
only
that, but the Bears play the Texans in week 2.
yeah. The only
They're
people
not
that
finna show
the
them
only people
anything.
that watch the Hall of Fame game are the fans of those teams, and then they barely watch the game. They probably watch the first couple of quarters because you're
Yeah.
watching guys that aren't even going to be in the league once you get to the third and fourth quarter of that game.
Yeah.
So
Now I'm sure I'm gonna be up all night watching this shit, but
yeah, that's you now,
I'm
because that's how
crazy.
you are. Talking about dudes I ain't never heard of. Oh
Yeah.
man, you see,
I can't wait to see Austin Booker out here. I'm
no,
looking
I'm gonna watch
forward
it
to
too though,
this.
because this is an opportunity to see all of the young players that the Bears brought into camp this season. Especially because we're going to be watching, Hard Knocks. So I gotta see everything that's going on, so I can tie it all in. It's gonna be exciting. It's an exciting month, man. I mean, we're a couple of days away from August, and it's gonna be. I'm excited. I'm excited as a football fan. It seems like football came back a lot faster this time. I don't know. Maybe the Olympics. Maybe it's other things. I don't know, but it seems like football. It's like I'm dying to get back in. We made it.
I think it's because of the off season. We're not used to the Bears having
It's been
such a
crazy.
busy off
Yeah,
season
it's been
and
crazy.
being relevant all
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
You're
you
right.
you heard about them so much, you never had that gap of not hearing about them. So it's
That's
like,
true.
damn, and they just in. But no, I mean the draft was like 3-4 months ago already.
No, and I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Hard Knocks and the NFL, giving us that little Giants thing. That was a nice little precursor to get us rolling. Got us talking about football again.
Yeah,
Gave
and
us
we're
a
gonna
little
get
bit
into
more
it too.
insight about what yeah. And I don't want to give away I'm always giving away the milk, so let me slow down. But yeah, man. I shout out to Hard Knocks, man. I love what they're doing. I can't wait for everything that they got planned this season, man. It's gonna be great.
No doubt, no doubt. So yeah, I'm sure the ratings, even though Caleb isn't playing, he probably should have came out with that decision tomorrow. But I'm sure the ratings aren't gonna suffer.
Yeah. Oh no.
The Bears on everybody's mind this
The
season. So
Bears are one of the original football teams, and our guy Devin Hester is getting in. Our Bears fans are going to be in full effect across the world watching not only the speeches but the game itself. Watch. I mean, we all Bears or Packers. One of those teams play it. Always a big draw. People gonna watch.
you know what I'm hoping to see? A kickoff return.
Oh man, look at you!
Especially
Look
the
at
new
you!
rules. It's Devin Hester, man.
I
We got the
forgot.
new
I
kickoff
forgot about the
rules.
new rules. I do. So I need to be
Yeah.
watching from
How
play one. I
how
forgot
how
about that.
sweet would it be to get a kickoff return in front of Devin Hester?
Hey, it's nothing wrong with dreaming a little dream. I like that.
Hey,
I like
man.
that. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm gonna
That's
believe
something
in
I'm
that.
looking for, man. I mean, hey,
Hey, we got one in the Super Bowl, so I mean, hey, anything's
yeah.
possible. Anything is
If I could
possible.
get a you are ridiculous.
That would be
Yeah,
awesome, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm here for that. No doubt. No doubt.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Just the fact that football is back, man. Football is back. It's officially here. And we're gonna talk. I know you mentioned Hard Knocks, and you definitely want to get into that. I want to get into it too. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But before we do, I want to talk about some of these new contracts that just came out. Tua and Love, man, got
Yeah.
guapped up. Both of them boys.
Yeah.
What 212, 4-year 212 for Tua, 4-year, what was it, 220 for Love? Both them boys got good cake, good bread.
They had two.
And
Hey,
man, yeah.
they had two at practice time. I show me the money.
Yeah, man. Tua all
Hey man,
smiles, man, boy.
I'm so happy for Tua, man. I'm not an Alabama guy. Never have been, never will be. I love a story like what he had that brought him into the league, what got him started, and what got him where he is now. To see those concussions, man. I was seeing that man laying on the ground with his hands in the air couple of seasons ago. That was tough. I was calling for him to retire. I
A
didn't want
lot
to
of
see him get
people
hit
were.
like that no more, man. I wanted him to retire. I don't remember what side of the fence you on with that, but I didn't. I felt bad seeing
I,
that guy like that.
I wasn't on the retire fence. I thought he should have just been out for an extended time. I thought that he should have been out longer than he was.
Yeah, but football is a very violent sport. Every offseason, we're watching constantly, guys that are offing themselves, man. Like, and it's not because they just, not happy with life. These
Jesus,
football
car
players,
crashes.
man, these football players go through a lot, man. And to see him turn that around and all of a sudden get the 200 plus, and for his coaches, the team, the fans, they all love him out there. So shout out to that kid, man. He's defying odds, that he's still out there. And they had a pretty decent season. They sucked in the playoffs, but they always do. I mean, ever since the Marino days. I mean, nothing to get. Shout out to Miami fans because I might be out there. I want y'all to beat me up. But yeah, yeah, y'all might beat me up anyway though. Uh, uh, uh,
Oh,
uh. But yeah, man. Um, hey, love, dude. I mean, no matter what, that dude sat like a true student. He did it's like he followed the Aaron Rodgers workout plan. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna call it. Cause he did the exact thing. And to see this kid ball out like he did last season, turn around and smack the Cowboys in the playoffs, he earned that money, man. He earned that contract. I think he has a chance to be a really good player in the NFL. I think we've only seen a little bit. I mean, I think they have more. Matt LaFleur, they gonna let that thing go. I think it was just a little bit of what we could see from that offense last year. And I'm not I'm not supposed to ever gush over the Cowboy. I mean the Packers, 'cause we're Bear guys, but I mean they do have a nice young nucleus of wide receivers. They bought in a killer running back. Like those dudes might be something to be reckoned with, and I think it was smart. Get him out the way, make sure he's paid, and then let's go play. So shout out to them
Yeah.
two guys, man. And by the way, before you start, my man Pat Mahomes is doing this right now. So that's what them boys is worth, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
He won in 6 in the playoffs, and he won in like so that's what we worth. Okay, I got 2 Super Bowls. Okay, okay, but I think Mahomes, because of what he's shown us over the years, what he's doing in Kansas City, the taking less money. I think he's the type of guy. He's gonna be a Brady guy because he's gonna always make money everywhere else, no matter what. I think he's never gonna try to take the most money because he wants to win. And the only way you're gonna win, you got to spread that money around the NFL. That cap is pretty tight.
Yeah. No doubt. Um, I'm happy for both Tua and Love as well. I won't go so far as to say that Love earned that. The signs were there. I gotta be careful how I word it because I like Love and I think that the potential is there. I feel like that was a potential signing
But that's
based
how
off
they
of what
all
they
are these
expect.
days. You're
Yeah,
hoping
but
that they're gonna continue to play well. Yeah.
I just when I say earn, it's hard for me to say he earned top 5 money in NFL history when he played 1 season.
But he getting contract based on what everybody else is getting.
I get that. I'm
You know,
not
so it's
mad that
not like he
he
just
deserved. I'm not
yeah, he
mad.
didn't get a
I'm
Deshaun
not mad
Watson
that he
type
got
contract.
his.
Then I'd be mad. Like, how the heck he get that? Like, I'm still
I'm
mad
not
about Deshaun.
mad that he got his money.
Yeah.
I'm just and I said it last week. Go get your money. I'm never gonna talk back down on a player going to get their money. I'm happy he went and did what he was supposed to do. I want to see another black man win. But it's just to I can't I can't in full confidence say that he deserved it.
See, that's that Bears fan in you coming out,
No,
man.
it's
See,
not. It's
I
got
know.
nothing to do with
I'm
Bears.
just messing with you.
Because the beginning of the season was terrible. It was the back half of the season plus the playoffs was an
Mhm.
amazing showing. But it's hard for me to say that that little bit was
Earned him
enough
what he
to
got.
say that you
Okay.
earned top 5 money.
Okay.
That's all.
I like the way he sat, did everything he was supposed to do over the
Yeah,
years.
he
I
did
mean,
what
and
he was
then to
supposed to
come out
do.
and play well, and then to get that first time in the playoffs to beat. I mean, Cowboys Packers. That's a big rivalry, man. And the way they put the work in on them, that was pretty nasty. I think he has a chance to do more. So
He definitely has a chance to do more. And this isn't that's not a knock on him. I like Jordan Love. I think his future is bright. I just don't think he earned that yet. He'll get a chance to earn it. I think he can earn it. I like him. I can't sit up here and say, and I wish Sonny was here because he'll get a kick out of this conversation. Because we talk about your guy a lot. Well, the Jags,
yeah,
Trevor Lawrence.
yeah,
He is the highest paid,
yeah.
average
That's
wise.
crazy. That's crazy.
But although that small sample size from Jordan Love was so impressive, I can't in good conscience say that Jordan Love is better than Trevor Lawrence because that first year we saw from Trevor Lawrence, look how great it was.
I like that. I like where you're going with that. I
That's
feel you
all
on
I'm
that.
trying to say.
Right, he could regress in his sophomore season. All we know.
Yeah, that's all. But I'm happy for him. More power to him.
Yeah.
Like you said, everybody is licking their lips. They like, okay,
I mean,
okay.
Lamar fought, man. Hey, Lamar fought so hard to get paid. I know he like dudes just getting deals now. Like I get
Exactly,
he just
exactly,
giving out 200K,
exactly. But
200, 200 million. Like
I love Matt LaFleur. LaFleur.
Le Fleur.
I'm a big fan. I think he is a maniacal play caller.
I
I
love
like
the
how he get
offensive
down.
plays, dude.
I talked about
Yes.
it a lot last season. They weapons, those receivers, they got
Who did they add
across the
at
board.
running back?
They added Josh
Like,
Jacobs.
bro, if Josh Jacobs had a season he had with the Raiders with them, I mean, just and the thing I look at is look what they did with what's the young guy Adams. Like, bro, hey, that dude has been a great player for them. But this like the offense is just so and that's the young running back name, right? Because I know it
You
was two
talking
Adams.
about the one that went to Minnesota,
Yeah, yeah. What was his name? That's a shame I forgot
Aaron
his name that
Jones.
fast. Aaron Jones. I mean, dude, he really played well for them, but to me, he wasn't like a super cold running back. It was just the offense, the way they ran it. I mean, that West Coast offense
But
plus the way they
he was a big part of that
yeah, but he was
resurgence because
so
when he
bro, he was so wide open on some of those blocks. Like, I think they're gonna miss Runyon. They're gonna miss some of those guys. We got to see what they're gonna do up front because they are missing some guys that they've had down there for a while that left.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see, man. It's gonna be great. I'm excited about we talking football, baby.
Yeah, I do. I think that's somewhere that you wonder
Yeah,
if that's a weakness. That offensive line could be
yeah, man.
a trouble for them.
We know how that. Hey, it's all
I
about the
like the
trenches in
Xavier
football.
McKinney signing. Yeah, they made some nice moves. I think that division is going to be a problem. Um, and I know next week we're going to talk a lot of football because it's going to be official preseason
Yes,
in, so we're going to have a
sir.
lot to talk about. But I don't want to spend too much time on those paydays. But I also need to mention because it didn't make it into the list of topics because it kind of just happened. But DJ Moore for the
Yeah,
Bears,
yeah,
4-year 110. What was it, 82 and a half guaranteed?
yes, sir.
I thought that was great. I thought it was great. I wasn't surprised, but I was actually expecting it. Um, I know he still had like 2 years left on his deal, a year or two left on his deal. But that's the kind of guy you want to take care of. He only 25, 26. He just went
He had a great
crazy for you
season.
last
Great,
year.
great
He's young
season with a guy
enough.
that you didn't even want to keep at quarterback. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
he's young enough to be effective with Caleb. So he got it. They got him. They took care of him,
the
and they
Bears
didn't go
arguably
crazy
the
because
Bears
he was like
arguably got
number
the best
7
best
on the
wide receiver group I think they've ever had in history. Like right now, let's be honest here. That
without
group
a
is
doubt. That's not
that is
even
the best
arguable. That's
wide receiver
definite.
group
Yeah,
they've
that
ever
they've
had.
had. Yeah,
Yeah, for real.
the closest I would say was
Oh,
Alshon
Brandon
and D
Marshall and them.
Marsh.
Yeah, yeah. Come on. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know. And them boys was nasty. They was nasty, but this is different. We have speed. You got length.
like
Man,
this has the chance to be the best core receiving core in
they
the
got a
league.
position guy. They got a position guy that just can catch things you need. They got a guy that can speed down the field. You got a young guy that can do whatever. You could just kind of just throw him out there and just say, go to. Oh man, I'm excited, man. The
Yeah,
Bears, man. We talking about
same,
the Bears. This is crazy. But hey,
same.
it's a magic moment.
Not only that, but with a quarterback like Caleb, you don't know which other receivers end up making a name for themselves.
Yeah.
Tyler Scott has been showing out in camps, in the mini camps and the training camps. He's building a nice little chemistry with Caleb. So, he might sneak in and get that fourth man, and they ain't gonna see him coming. And
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
another burner.
and we don't even talk about Cole Kmet. Like,
We
hey, I'm
should.
excited.
He's one of the best tight ends in the league. He's up there, and they brought in Gerald Everett with him. So they're gonna be a problem.
The Bears are
Um,
set.
and we'll get a chance to see a lot of that in Hard Knocks. And we can go ahead and defer to that now. First, I want to talk about the Hard Knocks Giants because tonight was the final episode of the season for that part off season with the Giants, and it was better than I expected. I had zero expectations. I didn't want to watch it. I'm not a Giants fan. I was like,
Yeah, you was totally
but
used it.
it was some cool stuff.
It's
I
been very entertaining.
love, you know how big
Very
I am in
entertaining.
the draft process, and to
Yeah.
see it from that perspective hit
Right.
different.
They didn't just base it totally on them. They based it more on what was happening during that time with them. So you got a chance to get more than just the team, but their outlook and how they work and how teams actually do things. It got
Yeah.
a little nerdy at points, but as a football fan, you learned a lot watching that. And I think it was perfect. They picked the perfect team, a team that was in turmoil, that's going through some stuff.
Yeah.
you know?
That was cool to see. Especially to compare, since the draft wasn't that long ago,
Mhm.
to think about those times, like when Adam Schefter was like, "Oh, the Giants are trying to trade up on
They were
draft
trying
night."
their
We was
hardest,
talking about
bro.
that, and then when
I
we
was just
see
getting
it
ready to
on the
bring that up.
show,
Yes.
that was so cool to
He's like,
see.
"Man, you
Oh, they
sure? I
really
mean, what does it
was
take? I mean, is it a regular trade? I mean, do I need to blow you out the water?" Like he was trying, and
And
they
not
was
only
not.
that, but to hear none of those top
Hey, they
3
like,
teams wanted to
nah, I think we're
move.
gonna stay where we're at. We're pretty happy with our guy. You sure? I mean, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if he was
Hey,
off, bro? He was offering all. He was
none of the
offering the
top
kitchen
3 was
sink,
gonna
bro.
move.
He was
That's
offering the
crazy.
kitchen sink, and they, no, we're gonna stay where we are. We're happy with our guy. I think what shook everything up is when Atlanta snuck in there and took a quarterback. I think that kind of really, they probably would have took a quarterback if that didn't happen. I think that
Well,
kind
they
of.
picked first. They picked before them,
Oh, that
before
is
Atlanta.
true.
They was
So
at 6. Atlanta was
they
at
could have
8.
made a bigger
So
splash.
so Penix and JJ was
See,
still on the
but they
board.
tried to make it seem like Neighbors was their guy. I think at this point they had to do something to help out the guy that they tied they boat to.
Yeah.
You had to go get the best wide receiver that's there. We both agree Neighbors is that guy. He has a chance to come in and have a a, a, a impact like OBJ did there. For real, he's that type of player.
Yeah,
He can
I
have that
agree.
type of
I
impact.
agree. I agree. He just don't have an Eli, but I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
But yeah, they couldn't hide it. They wanted Jaden Daniels or Drake May. Um, I guess
What is it?
Penix and
What's
JJ
it with
wasn't
Drake
there
May,
for him.
man? I don't like. He's okay, but like the
Yeah,
time
he's okay, but
they talking
the
about he's like
tools,
he could be Josh, what's like,
Allen.
no,
Yeah,
he's
no,
not Josh Allen.
no, not now. But he's got it all.
Oh
He's
no, he's
not
not a
ready
bad
yet.
player though.
He's
I
not
just think
ready
he's
yet, though. He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
ready. I watched a few games of his, and it's the idea, the possibility that you could mold those traits. That's what it is. The draw of being able to, you got a 6'4", 220, 230-pound
Truck
quarterback with an
load.
arm like Justin Herbert and running ability like Josh Allen. Everybody want to put their hands on that and
Yeah.
mold them into theirs. That's all. It's the potential. They
And the
thinking,
Patriots hoping that they got they next Tom Brady with
yeah.
legs.
I don't know if they have. I don't know much about their development team though. That's the thing. Like, honestly, I think that if he would have went to the Giants, that would have been a great marriage because Dayball developed Josh Allen.
Mm,
That would have been the perfect marriage. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying?
Yeah,
It's just, situations. Certain people go certain places, it works. They go somewhere else, it falls apart. I don't know if it works in New England for him.
yeah,
Hope it do. I want to see them all look good, but
yeah. I
we'll
mean,
see.
look at Matt Castle and all those guys.
I mean, it's kind of a relief to see that they wasn't going to just take anybody. The JJ love that we thought, because remember everybody was talking about JJ McCarthy might go in the top 5.
Yeah, they was
They didn't
hey,
reach for that.
yeah, that was the biggest PR push in history. They turned JJ. If he don't never do nothing, he got drafted in the first round.
For real. And I like where he went. He couldn't have went anywhere, but he went to a place that, damn, that might work. It might work. But yeah, I thought we saw some cool stuff with this Hard Knocks off season with the Giants.
Mhm.
And I'm down to see it another one. Now you got to give us the all year round Hard
Yeah,
Knocks. We got to get them all now.
yeah, but
Um,
and who's willing to go out there and look like he just looked though? That's gonna be the question. Because Jim's like, nope, you want to make
yeah,
me look
because he
like that?
was looking bad on some of them weeks. Josh James was
Man,
looking
if he get
rough,
fired,
boy.
we all know why.
Yep,
He told you. The man
he was
told you, if
looking
we
rough.
lose him, I won't be able to sleep at night. He told you that on
He was
national
like,
TV.
or tonight's episode, it was the night of the draft. He get a call from Chris Ballard from the Colts. Chris Ballard trying to move up. He like, "Are you trying to move up? Oh yeah, what you got? Well, your 15 and a second? all right, cool. We'll talk about it when we get back to you. He hung up the phone. He was like, nope, he's too low. He's like, they too low. We ain't going down there. I'm like, Chris Ballard probably thought he was getting a phone call back, and he just watched that episode like, fuck you, Joe Shane.
Look, you're going to need him one day. He going to look at your phone and say, yeah.
No,
Remember
they too low.
Hard Knocks? You out here excommunicating me. Okay.
Yeah, Hard Knocks out here making enemies, boy.
Hey, but it's intriguing, drama-filled TV, and we love it. I love it.
100%. 100%. So next week, the Bears one starts. Hard Knocks with the Bears, training camp with the Bears.
That Tuesday?
So, yeah, Tuesday, next week, the 6th at 8 o'clock Central, p.m. Central. And at the time, you know, so since we go do our show at 9:30 p.m. Tuesday nights, Central Time, 10:30 Eastern Time, we're gonna be able to do a post-game show for Bears Hard Knocks.
I'll make sure I watch it so I can be ready.
If y'all watching, prepare yourselves for that. After you watch Hard Knocks with the Bears, y'all come on
with us
and kick it with us on my sports. We're gonna be getting into everything that we saw in that episode. So definitely prepare for that. And looking forward to the other Hard Knocks, the in season with the AFC North.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fire too, because all of those teams is gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
I want to see. Give me a camera in Pittsburgh right now.
Just took the number one snaps out there. They tell I'm hearing a lot of different stuff from out there too. I'm hearing that Russ is hurt. I'm hearing but I'm also hearing that
Russ is definitely hurt. That's how Justin got.
I'm also hearing that he hasn't changed from the reasons why they let him go in Seattle. The reason why he didn't play that well out in Denver. They saying that those same bad traits that they're saying, they're still saying. And everybody's saying that Justin is going to give Pittsburgh the best chance, because everybody agrees their season is going to depend on this first half, because they have a crazy schedule. And they feel like Justin might be the best person. And I'm all here for it, because we need that better pick. So we need Justin on the field.
Facts. You know, that's what I'm thinking about. That pick goes up to a 4.
Hey, and if Justin starts, I might have to change how I felt when I threw my bold prediction saying that they might finally go and have a losing season. Because with those legs that kid brings, if they continue to play the defense they play and they don't try to, throw a lot of points on the board and just play defense the old still away, they could still end up 9-8. 10-7, like for real.
I hope he does get a shot at it. You know how much I love Justin Fields. I was thinking that Russ would win the job just because, Pittsburgh is that old school type of situation. And Russ, I felt, was gonna feel the pressure of Fields behind him, and that was gonna push him. Plus, Fields had got off to a shaky start when he first got there in mini camps, but it's obvious that he's putting in the work and he's been getting better.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. He's young enough to do that, and he's got the talent to do that. Yeah. But the thing is, the killer is that OC, Arthur Smith, loves Justin Fields. He came over from Atlanta. He
probably
loves
dreaming
Justin
about what he could do with that with him on the field.
Exactly. So he's probably been working with him and molding him and making him look good. And I caught that. But he molded him.
I was going in with
it. But he probably helped work with him this offseason and get him right. So Russ, supposedly he did get hurt, a calf injury or something like that, but I also wouldn't doubt him not changing.
And I got a question too. Like my girl is at a concert tonight. Shout out to Missy Elliott. She had a little concert out in Orlando, and my girl been sending me videos and stuff. And she sent me a video of Sierra, and Sierra was dancing and shaking all. Like, don't your man make a lot of money? Why you still out here shaking and gyrating, boo? Like, y'all. Yeah, I think Russ. Everything not clean at home with Russ, man. I think. Something ain't right, bro.
I don't know. I agree. Something probably ain't right, but I mean, she making a bag doing that. She don't want her own money. I ain't mad at her for performing, but
we do want you to have your own, ladies. It makes your life a lot easier.
Somewhere Future is like, I told you.
Chief of the streets. Chief of the streets. Got that man a training account worried about you.
That's crazy. But yeah, I'm here for it. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to that the Baltimore one should be good. Cleveland should be good because I want to see, hopefully Deshaun Watson has his bounce back. And in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, oh man, the
bro.
bleached blonde hair is just
What the
weird.
heck?
He
That
went
dude
back
look.
to 2000.
I mean, bro, this man showed up looking like Pete Davidson. Like,
Old school Eminem. He went
what?
to 2000. Like you
That
finna
man went
join a
from being
boy band
Joku to whoa. Like, I don't know what that move was about, but I guess when you
from
him,
Joe.
you can get away with
Ooh.
that. But I don't. It was worse than when Justin Herbert cut his hair off. Like, remember that? That was like, wow, why did you do
Yeah,
that?
it was like, bro, did you go through an identity crisis while you was hurt?
Grew that hair right back, bro. I think he felt that because he grew his hair right back after that.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
just
Joe,
it's
I don't know
odd.
what
It's
you got
jarring.
going on. I don't know if you was, ayahuasca over the summer, but
Yeah.
wow. You
That
yeah,
that's
you
that's
yeah.
that don't look good with a cigar anymore.
I mean,
Like
one thing when you
you
showed
can't do
up
the
with the big
cigar.
chain and all of that, that was decent. But this move right here, that's
You can't
yeah.
match those looks no
Guess
more. You
who's
can't.
back again. That's what I feel when I see
Yeah,
guess who's back.
that's
Guess
shady.
who's
Yeah.
do-do-do-do-do-do.
You should have been playing for Detroit.
Man,
They would have
for real.
respected that look.
I don't know, Joe, but hey, the ladies probably love it, Joe. So salute.
But I'm happy to have him back, though. I'm
Yes.
happy that he's back. And to get that team up with him and Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
that connection, that 1-2 punch. Definitely love to see that. But I think they might take a little step backwards though.
Mm.
If I'm being honest, they lost Boyd, they
Yeah.
lost Mixon.
The other wide receiver still not happy. He wants
Chase
his
you gotta pay him. You better pay
yeah.
him. And he should have been the first one paid.
Yeah, they playing
He's
games
the
now.
only one who you could get him a contract close to what JJ got. I wouldn't even be mad if he gets exactly or more
Yeah, you
only
feel that?
because of the time.
You
Yes,
feel that? You
I
think he's
think
that good of a player?
Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are here.
Oh, I thought, but no, not him. Oh, not Jamar Chase. I'm talking about the other kid that
No,
hasn't
I
got
said
paid.
Chase. I'm talking Chase
Oh yeah,
for
Chase.
that
Yeah, Chase.
for
Dude,
Cincinnati.
for one, not only does he deserve that contract, but we've already seen and proved that him and Joe are a very good 1-2 punch. They've been playing together for a long time. You
They
don't.
went to the Super Bowl.
It's hard to create that camaraderie. You don't want to have to start that over and go get a guy that these guys actually love each other already. You want to keep that together. As long as you got Joe, you want him right there. So yeah,
Yeah.
you got to
So
lock
my
him up.
thing this shouldn't even be a situation.
Yeah.
It's like the day JJ signed, all right, go give him the same thing. Or give him a little bit more. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be mad if you gave him a little bit more just because of the timing. You know, the next one in line always
Yeah.
gets more.
Yeah.
But him and JJ, I see as equals.
Yeah.
Now
I agree.
everybody else
I
is
agree.
underneath.
I agree.
Ayuk
And bro,
and
he's not even a big
CD and all
receiver.
them
He's just
underneath.
big play. He's not even
Yeah.
a big guy like that, but
He's strong though. He plays
very
strong.
strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very good route runner. And he's just and like you said, you could tell that they just know he knows what Joe it's like it's perfect. It's crazy like
Yeah.
some of those passes how they catch each other. I love it. I love that 1-2 punch that they bring.
So there is no reason this should be dragged out. That should have been the easiest one to get done.
That might happen before the season starts.
Hopefully, it better. Cincinnati has always been, there ain't a lot of money coming through
It's not.
there.
I mean, ain't nothing against y'all, but
Just facts is facts.
look at the Reds, man. It's been a long time since y'all been relevant.
Exactly. But hopefully they do pay the kid. But again, it's a lot of intriguing storylines in the AFC North, and that Hard Knocks is gonna be a fool. I can't wait to see it. Definitely looking forward to that. But before we wrap this up, and I made a point to not make this one of those super long streams. But before we wrap this up, I got one more topic I want to get into, man.
Okay.
We'll talk some fights, man.
Yeah.
Where are the big time boxing fights at?
Yeah.
When we had the Tank and Ryan Garcia, we was like, here we go. Can't nobody hide now. Everybody got to come with it. And everybody started running and hiding again.
Yeah.
Loma just openly ducked Tank.
Hey, shout out to Loma, the best duck of your career. There's
Man,
no reason to go out like
that was a
that.
smart duck.
There's no reason to go
That
out like
was a
that.
smart
There's
duck.
no reason to go out like that. We've already seen him
Oh,
get hurt from lesser guys. So hey, shout out to you and your crew for not taking that deal, man. Some fights are
yeah.
not worth it. I'm just being honest. Yeah.
And then we got now this one isn't a surprise. We've been hearing about it for the last couple months. Canelo versus Berlanga. That's official September 14th, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, that's a meh fight,
Hey,
but
in the
we
words of
want,
Oscar De La Hoya, the fight that nobody wanted. Shout out
yeah,
to Canelo for proving what I always say, that you are not pound for pound, and you should never be considered in the GOAT conversation. Period.
yeah. But the two main fights that we want to see right now, the two biggest fights that can be made, Tank versus Shakur, which um a lot of fake news about that fight went out today to
Yeah,
the point
yeah.
where Shakur had to speak on it himself, and Canelo against Bud. Those are the two biggest fights that can be made that we all want to see. What is the problem?
And this is
Why
the
are we
reason
not
why.
getting?
This is the reason why boxing is losing all of its fans to UFC and MMA and all these other sports that are contact, because of politics. We always lose as boxing fans because y'all are greedy. Y'all don't want to give these guys what they deserve. They're putting their bodies on the line. They're going out there risking their lives in the ring, and y'all don't want to take care of these guys. Or it's because you not getting something else you want. Like the politics of boxing has to change, or we're gonna lose the sport. It's finally getting better with when it comes to the ref, not the refereeing, but the people that take score, because that used to be horrible. Like
Yeah,
we used to openly see people lose, and they would score it in the other guy's direction. So
yeah, facts. And just on that in that same vein, I don't know if you saw that interview with Terrence Crawford or Andre Ward. Terrence Crawford talked about the negotiation for the
mhm.
Earl Spence fight, and it
Wow.
lines up with what you said, because it got to the point where Terrence was negotiating with not Bob Arum, with Al Heyman, and going back to EJ, like, bruh, you should be getting this, that, and that. And EJ didn't even know how much that he was missing out on. So that's exactly the thing. The politics is crazy. Like
Yeah.
the promoters are hiding everything from their boxers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a huge
I mean,
problem, and one of the reasons why everybody loves UFC so much, because it's one governing body that makes
right.
everybody fight.
Yeah.
Ain't no old,
Hey,
ain't
great
no old.
story. A great story I saw from Rampage Jackson the other day on YouTube. He said after that big fight against John Jones, I think he said he made like maybe 60 grand or something. It wasn't a lot he made, but because they grossed and did so well out of that fight, man, Dana White gave him a check for $1 million. Like, because that's the type of thing he's running out there. He wants these guys to know that if we eat well, I'm gonna take care of you. Stay right here. I'm gonna make you champions. You're gonna get the fights you want. Like boxing, I don't think we'll
Yeah.
ever get that,
I tell
man. It's
you what though, that's one thing I do respect about boxing. They getting theirs. Them
yeah,
UFC fighters should
yeah,
get way more.
hey,
The
yeah, no
fact
doubt,
that
man.
he's
They leave
happy
it
about
all
that
out there.
$1 million check, and we would all be happy about a
Yeah,
$1 million check,
yeah, yeah,
but that should be a given.
yeah.
It should
Because
be
that
another
was
zero
because
behind
hey,
that.
Rampage Jackson and John Jones, that should have grossed like hundreds. It probably did. Who knows what
Yeah,
Dana
look
White
how
made off those
big the
fights?
UFC has gotten since
Yeah.
then.
So, I mean,
This is a
no, Dana
multi-billion
White.
dollar
Hey,
industry.
Dana White is living the life of a rich, lavish man these days, and he did not come from that money. So you could tell, but like you said, it goes both ways. Boxing guys are getting paid a little bit better because of the negotiations, but we getting
But
way
we
better
missing
fights.
out on the fights.
Man,
Yeah,
UFC. I mean, on a good night, you could watch some no names and be excited about the night. Because
yeah.
when
This
UFC first started, it used to be too much grappling. I got tired of seeing dudes get choked out. I wanted to see some, but now you're getting some of all of that. You could
this
tell that he's
past weekend, that UFC 304 was lit.
see, yeah,
That's that Leon Edwards lost to Bilal Muhammad. He lost to I don't know if he's Iranian or Arab, or I don't
yeah.
want nobody
No,
to come at me, but he's Middle Eastern descent,
yeah.
but he's Chicago born.
Wow.
You know
Now,
them Chicago.
hey, but
You
you
know
know we from Chicago, man.
them
So how
Chicago. You
about?
know how
Hey,
you know
it's
when
hey,
we
some of everything, just like New
yeah
York or LA.
them
We
hey
get
them hey them one them Arabs in Chicago will end your life, boy. They ain't playing around. I done been around with I done got into it with a few of them. I got AK-47 in the trunk. You better leave
hey,
me alone.
hey, them Hebrew dudes, man. Y'all don't know nothing about them dudes from Middle East. Y'all have
Man.
no idea.
So I got a kick out of that when I seen that he was from Chicago. I was like, oh yeah, you lost this fight. They don't fight fair.
Between him and Boozelis, man, like where these dudes coming from? Chicago just got all these dudes
But
coming out the
it
woodwork.
was that car was lit. So yeah, they make them fight.
Yeah,
But like you say, it's catch-22. UFC, we love it because they make them fight, but the guys don't really eat that well.
bro. Guess what took
Where
me to
in
UFC?
boxing,
Chuck Liddell. That dude was
yeah,
hot
that was
and
that dude. Him
disappeared out of.
and Shamrock.
Hey, them dudes they had like a hot second. But that's how it is with UFC. Like, I mean, what's the girl name? She was killing it. Now all of a sudden she went to movies. She got up out of there quick.
Oh, the one that went to wrestling,
Hey,
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to her, man. She probably didn't make nowhere near that much money, but she took that and turned that into a real career with movies. So
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so it's crazy, but yeah, on the flip side, whereas in the boxing, the boxers are pretty
yeah,
much their own business owners at this point.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
got to get businesses to make deals for them to fight each other.
Oh yeah, shout out to Mayweather. He changed the game. He kind of showed these guys a better roadmap, and some of them are chasing it. And it's to me, these guys should be getting the bigger pot. They the ones taking the punches. They the ones. There's no way a guy that's managing you should be getting paid more than you and you the fighter. So it's nice that these things are getting turned around, and guys like Don King aren't winning anymore. No reason why a guy like that should be making more money than the guy that's out there throwing and taking the punches. So
Especially now when you look at something like, let's talk about Al Heyman. Since I mentioned him with the Bud thing.
yeah.
And I don't know if you had heard, but it was a lot of rumors around that he was pretty much broke at this point. And
Mm.
and then it's not even a rumor that it was issues with paying fighters, guys
Are
not
you
getting their money.
serious? Where
Yeah,
did all that money go?
it's not a guaranteed win in
That's true.
boxing.
That's
But
true.
with that new Amazon deal that PBC got, there you can't tell me that Al Heyman should get a bigger piece than the boxers, because it's not like Al Heyman is the one giving the money. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like if Al Heyman was the one putting up the money, then yes, he should
right.
profit off of that. But the money coming from Amazon.
Oh, he's still gonna try to act like it's his though.
Yeah, the money coming from Amazon.
Yeah,
You
he's
not
still gonna
cutting this check,
right.
Al.
He's still gonna try to get in the middle of that, and that's the problem. Hopefully these guys smarten up and pay attention to what's going on and don't let him control them no more. Because it's not a they don't need guys like that anymore. They need promotion, but they can get that from anywhere. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big moment
So
for boxing right now, man. We'll see what's gonna happen. Hopefully the
big
Sheik
time.
can,
Yeah.
can pull this thing together. We rooting for you, Sheik, because we know you can
Man,
make
for
it
real.
happen, bro. We are rooting for you to get to take over boxing, man, and give us our sport, give our sport the shine it deserves. It's a lot of great up and coming boxers. We got some of the great ones out there now. It's some great fights to be had. We don't want to miss out on these opportunities. So we'll see what
Facts.
happens.
Facts. So yeah, man. Just wanted to get into that, man. We need to get back into getting these big fights. They got to come. We need to demand it. The
Yeah.
Shakur and Tank. There's no reason
Hey,
that fight can't get made right now.
and before we get out of here, speaking of boxing, hey, I saw some nice Olympic boxing. I don't, I never know names. I try to make sure I catch some names, but hey, shout out to America, man. They say everybody's catching up to us, but we are still kicking ass out there. And when it comes to the medal count, we up in gold, we up in silver, we are doing our thing. It's not just about basketball, man. We are great at a lot of sports in America, and it's fun, man. Olympics is always a fun time, and it's been great seeing. Hey, shout out to Ledecky. She out there swimming. Hey, she's a fish. You know what I mean? The girls out there doing their thing. When it comes to the gymnastics, I mean, it's been great. Hey, shout out, shout out to the women's rugby team, man. I did not. I thought it was fake news when I saw that they were being supported by Flavor Flav and that he was like one of the biggest contributors to them. now they've had other people come out that's gonna start contributing because they don't. Hey, rugby, bro. I had no idea rugby is a tough guys football, and they
Yeah,
got
it's
women out
football
here
without the
playing it.
pads.
Bro, these women are no joke, bro. Like if y'all have not caught rugby yet, you got to catch a game. It's exciting. But shout out to the USA, man. We doing well out there in the Olympics. We didn't throw that in the rundown. I did want to make
Yeah,
sure I gave some love to our Olympians.
no doubt, no doubt. So yeah, man. Y'all get at us in the comments. Let us know what
Yes,
y'all thought
sir.
about this show, about tonight's
Yes,
show,
sir.
and any other topics that you might have wanted to hear about and didn't. But yeah, man, as always, man, it was an honor coming before you guys.
Yes,
It was a
sir.
fun show as always, and
Hey, shout out to Rich Paul, the GOAT. We heard you got engaged. Man, you
yeah,
keep winning,
man.
bro. Every time I
Congrats,
look up Rich
congrats,
Paul with
for real,
another
facts,
W, bro. I'm gonna get a white
facts,
W
facts.
flag for you, bro. You the GOAT.
Yeah, one way to W for him, for real. But yeah, man, from us here at On My Sports, man, we love y'all.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate it. Man, don't forget to tune in for that Bears Hard Knocks post game.
Hey, go Bears. I have my Bears shirt on next week. Let's go.
Yes, sir.